at this, man. Like, so you ever heard of Panda? Like I was telling you, Panda. So you got Panda Panda is a secret code for a certain thing. And so when it comes down to that certain thing, it's so what it is you basically have a certain nerve in your rectum, and if you touch that nerve, you can turn a person into an animal. You can turn a person into whatever you want them to be if you just hold them.
There's a lot of things that will make you buckle, bro. They make you buckle, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, they make you start crying. Like, you know what I'm saying? What people do. Like, it's not no glory to be talking about. It's really it's really Hollywood. It's really.
Is that a gang sign? Have you?
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
Well, you don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
Well, we don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. Right? Yeah.
What is it?
Come on, Jimmy. Seriously, the time is up.
How they eat. That is not bullshit on vampires. They love the taste of human flesh and they drink human.
Some stories sound insane until the same symbols, same names, and same patterns keep popping back up. And that is why Orlando Brown's claims about the Met Gala have people looking at Hollywood's biggest fashion night completely differently. According to Orlando, this is not just celebrities dressing weird, walking a carpet, posing for photos, and going home. He is claiming these elite events have a darker side, a side built on control, embarrassment, and celebrities proving how far they are willing to go just to stay inside the circle. And once you look at the Met Gala through that lens, it starts feeling less like fashion and more like a stage where Hollywood shows who belongs, who obeys, and who already paid the price. Before we get into it, hit like, subscribe, and keep watching, because the deeper this gets, the less the Met Gala feels like a normal celebrity event.
We are the first species on the face of this earth to be aware of evolution, to be aware that we are affecting our own evolution by everything that we do. The babies we eat, the food we eat, the wars we fight, the babies we eat.
Kidnapping children is not what great nations do. We in America are misinformed. Reality shows have warped our idea of what a hero is, or what the truth is.
Orlando Brown has always been one of those people the internet laughs at first and questions later. Every time he says something wild, half the people call him crazy, but the other half starts saying, wait, why does this kind of make sense? And that is exactly what happened here. Orlando is basically saying these private industry gatherings are not just parties. He is saying they are tests, places where celebrities get broken down mentally, spiritually, and publicly. Places where the cameras are off, the rules are different, and everybody inside already knows what game is being played. That is why people connected his claims to the Met Gala so fast, because the Met has always had a strange energy around it. It is marketed as charity, fashion, art, and culture, but the whole thing feels way more powerful than a regular fundraiser. Why do celebrities act like getting invited means they have been accepted into some royal court? Why does being left off the list feel like a career warning? Why is the carpet everywhere, but the actual inside event stays so private? And why do so many outfits look less like fashion and more like something from a secret ceremony scene in a movie? That is where the theory starts getting sticky. People are not just watching the clothes anymore.
Beyonce is a witch. She's a very powerful witch. She's heavy into African spirituality. She is a daughter of, I believe, either a daughter of Oshun or Yemaya. I go back and forth. I feel like it's Oshun though, but if I got it wrong, I got it wrong. But nonetheless, she's a high-ranking witch. Madonna is a very high-ranking witch. She is a high priestess. That's just pretty much what it is. Well, of course, the main thing Madonna practices is Kabbalah, but then there's different versions of Kabbalah, just like there's different versions of African spirituality. But then I also believe that in addition to African spirituality, I do believe that Beyonce is into dark magic and black magic as well, her and Jay-Z.
They are watching body language, seating charts, who gets attention, who gets ignored, who suddenly returns after years away, and who looks like they are making a statement without saying a word. That is why Beyoncé's return had people spiraling. She had not been a Met Gala regular for years, so when she showed up again, people immediately started asking, why now? Some fans said it felt too calculated to be random, not just a fashion comeback, but a power move. Then, the outfits became part of the conversation. Her first look had that dark, dramatic, death glam energy that people instantly started picking apart. Then the inside look pushed the theories even further because fans said the black, gold, crystal-heavy design looked more like a night sky ritual than a normal couture moment. Now, to be fair, fashion uses dark themes all the time. Designers pull from history, religion, fantasy, death, beauty, and shock value constantly. But in this conversation, people were not looking at it like fashion history, they were looking at it like a message. And that is where the sold for fame angle hits hard. The Met Gala does not just look expensive, it looks like a place where celebrities show up to prove they still belong to the machine. You pay, you perform, you wear the image, you let the internet clown you or praise you, and then everyone calls it art. From the outside, that looks glamorous. From another angle, it looks like public surrender. And Orlando's whole point seems to be that humiliation is part of the price. Sometimes, humiliation is not someone dragging you on camera.
This, man, like, so, you ever heard of Panda? Like I was telling you, Panda. So you got, Panda is a secret code for a certain thing. And so when it comes down to that certain thing, so what it is you basically have a certain nerve in your rectum, and if you touch that nerve, you can turn a person into an animal, you can turn a person into whatever you want them to be if you just hold them down. So pretty much when you see black eyes like Blueface, but he didn't get where you thought he got somewhere else, okay?
Sometimes it is being dressed in something you would never normally wear. Sometimes it is standing in front of millions looking strange on purpose. Sometimes it is letting the whole world laugh, argue, or stare at you while you act like you are above it. Because in Hollywood, attention is currency, but obedience is the real payment. Then, Madonna enters the picture, and that is where the theories got even louder. Madonna has had that high priestess of pop image attached to her for decades. Her whole brand has always played with religion, taboo, shock, control, and fame. So when she showed up with that eerie, ghostly energy, people instantly connected her to the bigger theory. Then gossip channels started pushing the idea that Beyoncé was allegedly stepping into Madonna's place as the next major power symbol in the industry. Is that verified? No, but the internet grabbed it because the visuals made the rumor easy to believe. Beyoncé returns after years away, Madonna is also there, both looks are heavily symbolic, and suddenly people start saying, something is being passed down. That is how powerful the Met Gala image is. One outfit turns into a conspiracy. One entrance turns into a theory. One celebrity return makes people believe someone is being crowned, tested, or initiated. Then, Sam Smith's look became another piece of the puzzle. People already remembered the backlash from past performances, so when Sam showed up in a heavy, black, dramatic outfit with dark cabaret energy, critics instantly called it ritualistic. Could it just be
I don't think that boy crazy. I think that boy know what he's talking about because there was an episode he did on Jamie Foxx and he had two black eyes. Man, they about did that show to overshadow the fact that they did that panda ritual on that boy to cover up them bruises on his eyes.
Theatrical fashion? Of course. But people do not watch the Met Gala like a normal fashion event anymore. They watch it like a crime scene. Every feather, veil, mask, glove, shadow, and stare becomes evidence. And that is why the humiliation ritual angle works. People are not just asking, do they look good? They are asking, why would they agree to look like this? Is it creativity, or is it submission? Is it art, or is it proof that fame owns them now? And that is the bigger twist. Maybe nobody literally sells their soul in some hidden room, but celebrities absolutely sign away parts of themselves. Privacy, image, control, dignity, relationships. their real personality, their ability to say no. And Orlando's claim taps into that fear that behind the diamonds, designer gowns, and perfect red carpet photos, there is a system that makes stars trade pieces of themselves until there is barely anything real left. That is also why the no cameras rule makes people suspicious. The whole Met Gala is built around visibility. The carpet is photographed from every angle. Every detail gets uploaded, ranked, praised, dragged, clipped, memed, and monetized. But once they go inside, suddenly the public does not get the full picture. That contrast makes people feel like the real event starts after the carpet ends. The carpet is the mask. The room inside is the mystery. Orlando supporters believe that is where the real power games happen.
I was just listening to that man's album. His star is on the floor and it's sitting right here. Like, you, unless you're not intoxicated, unless you're just, you have to be really in tune with life and just notice bone structure, skin, eye color, everything. You have to be in tune and you'll be able to see.
Who gets tested, who gets embarrassed, who gets reminded they are not as powerful as they think. Because Hollywood loves making stars look untouchable in public while reminding them behind closed doors that they are replaceable. And that might be the most honest part of this whole theory. Fame looks like freedom, but for a lot of celebrities, it is just a prettier cage. At the Met Gala, stars show up covered in diamonds, but they are still following a theme, still waiting for approval, still posing how they are told, still letting the machine turn their identity into a costume. And when the internet drags them, they have to smile like it is all part of the art. That is why Orlando's claims hit people in a weird place. Even if you do not believe every detail, the emotional truth underneath it feels familiar. Hollywood does humiliate people. It does make stars do strange things for relevance. It does turn dignity into performance, and it does reward the ones who play along. Maybe the Met Gala does not even need to hide the humiliation. Maybe it is already happening right in front of us, but because it is wrapped in couture, celebrity, and museum lighting, everybody claps instead of questioning it. A star walks out dressed like a ghost, a statue, a monster, a saint, or a villain, and the world calls it fashion. But Orlando is basically saying, look deeper. Ask why they are being displayed like that. And once that question enters your head, it is hard to unsee. Because the Met Gala is not just about clothes, it is about power. Who gets invited, who gets excluded, who gets praised, who gets mocked, who becomes the headline, who lets their image get thrown to millions of people because attention keeps the machine alive. So now the real question is not just whether Orlando Brown is telling the truth, the question is why so many people are ready to believe him. Because when celebrities keep showing the same strange themes, masked performances, secret rooms, and obsession with access, eventually people stop calling it coincidence. They start calling it Hollywood. And if Orlando is right about even one piece of it, then the Met Gala is not just where celebrities go to be seen. It might be where they go to prove they are still willing to be owned.